Hi everyone, this is a short video on how to correctly structure and answer sentence structure questions in your National 5 RUAE exam. We're using the 2019 SQA paper. There are lots of examples of sentence structures throughout this whole thing, so it's a really good one for us to practice with. Before we get into the questions though, I think it would be good for us to just revisit what exactly it is that we're looking for with sentence structure, because there's a lot packed in there that you could be looking for. And we've got a handy acronym to help us remember, which is SPIRAL. And this is what all your bits of SPIRAL stand for. So you've got short sentences, punctuation, and of course there's a lot in here as well. You've got inverted commas, exclamation marks, parenthesis, all of that good stuff. You've also got inversion, which is when the sentence order is a bit jumbled up. Repetition, when things are repeated. You've got anticlimax, also climax, and you've got lists as well. So you're looking for any of these things. And as always, a little reminder that you're unlikely to be asked specifically about sentence structure. You're much more likely to be asked about use of language, in which case sentence structure is just one of the 4 things you could be looking for, along with word choice, imagery, and tone. Okay, so let's give one of these questions a go. So we're going to have a look at question 2. Get the questions up. Near the top here. Okay, and for this question, we're looking at line 6 to 8. And we've been asked, by referring to one example of language, explain how the writer makes it clear that McDonald's was unfamiliar when it first came to the UK. And this one is worth 2 marks. And because it's an example of language, we could be looking for word choice, imagery, sentence structure, or tone. But of course, we're going to focus on the sentence structure for this. So just like your other questions, you're going to go back to your passage. You're going to bracket off the correct area. So there's your lines 6 to 8. So it's just this sort of small section in here. And then you're going to reread through it, underlining anything that you think might be an example of sentence structure that answers that question, that helps to make it clear that McDonald's was unfamiliar. Okay, so if we go through, it's 1975. UK cinemas are showing an advert for a brand whose name at this point is principally linked in the national consciousness to a nursery rhyme farmer. To the viewer, golden arches means nothing. A Big Mac is just an oversized raincoat. Now, there is a few things in here. It's only worth 2 marks, so we only need to find one, which is good because there is many options, like we said. So for example, you've got, this is quite a short sentence here. To the viewer, golden arches means nothing. So you've got a short sentence, you've also got these interesting inverted commas, and this is also an example of inversion. This sentence doesn't actually make sense. It should read, golden arches means nothing to the viewer, but they've put to the viewer at the start to put emphasis on that. We've also got this bit here, some more interesting inverted commas, and another quite short sentence as well, to be honest. So just in this small bit, we've got quite a few options, but remember, we want to make our life easy, so that's what we're going to do. And we are going to use the following structure to answer this. So we're going to go for IQE, identify the type of sentence structure that's being used, so whether that's short sentence or inversion or whatever it is. You're then going to quote, and this is what's going to get you your first mark, and then you're going to explain. This is like your bit of analysis, and this is kind of combined where you get your second mark. Okay, so I'll flip this over, and we will give this one a go. So question 2, and we've got lots to pick from here, but I think we should go for, let's go for this short sentence. To the viewer, golden arches means nothing. So we're going to say, start with identifying. Let's bring this around a bit. The writer uses a short sentence. So we are showing that we know what we're talking about because we've identified the type of sentence structure. We're then going to quote to the viewer. Wait, is it viewer? Yep. Golden arches. Now we want to try and save time because we're in our exam, so we can just do a ... but it's clear that this is the sentence we're talking about. So we've done our I, our Q, and our E, and we're now moving on to our E, sorry. We're going to explain. Now, short sentences, just like lists and repetition, emphasise what has been said in there. So we're going to say that this emphasises. That. Now this, the golden arches is obviously referring to the big McDonald's M. But this sentence is saying that people don't know what that means. So this is what has been emphasised. So this emphasises that people are not aware of McDonald's. And there we go. So we get 1 mark for our quote, 1 mark for analysis, and that is you with 2 marks for sentence structure. Now we're always going to lay it out like this. The writer uses an exclamation mark. The writer uses a list. You're going to quote it, and you're going to say whatever it does. A lot of the time sentence structure will emphasise, not always though, so make sure you are feeling comfortable with this. I don't really have time. I want to keep these videos small, so I don't have time to go over what each of I've lost my sheet, sorry, 1 second. What each of the individual things in the spiral do. So if you go into Teams, there should be a PowerPoint on there for you that has all of the information you could possibly need.